Hi, I'm Dwayne Wade Sr., president of Pro Pops Foundation, Inc. Pro Pops was founded in 1982. Reasoning why is because so many kids that were my friends, like myself, didn't have a father at home. And that right there sent a message to me that it was time for someone to step up and do something about kids without a father.
When you think your life is over, God sends somebody. And God sent, what really changed me, God sent a janitor. Out of all people, that's why I say, man, be careful who you look down on. A janitor changed my life. While I was waiting on trial, no coaches talked to me. They wouldn't let me lift weights. They didn't want to say nothing to me. I walked around the campus by myself. See, they couldn't kick me out because I wasn't found guilty.
Correct.
They didn't want to face a lawsuit.
Correct.
So they say, you get an education. I had a 0.01. And then I turned that around to a 3.2.
Wow.
And then I was walking in the hall one day. Nobody's talking to me because I'm facing these charges. And a lady stopped me. She's a janitor. She said, there's something special about you. It's a light every time you walk through here. I don't know who you are. I'm thinking like, this lady don't know who I am. But and she said, will you go to church with me? From that day, it changed my life. And then guess what? The next year, I ended up winning the Heisman Trophy, taking that same team that didn't even want me. I took them to the national championship game.
Wow.
Won MVP of the game, won the Heisman Trophy, got inducted to the Junior College Hall of Fame, and those same coaches that looked down on me, they was the one introducing me.
I'm not afraid. Yeah. It's been a ride. I guess I had to go to that place to get to this one. Now some of you might still be in that place. If you're trying to get out, just follow me.
That's interesting. That's compelling.
That's what you call you never quit. That's not talking about it, that's being about it. And people gotta understand, you got potential, you got potential. See, potential is just potential till you do something. See, potential is you can be something, but you never been. You can do something, but you never did it before. You can go far, but you never went far enough. That's potential. And there's a lot of people walking around here with potential, and they're letting their potential go to the graveyard.
Wow. Yeah.
And I refuse to do that, and that's why I'm here today.
And hey man, ever since I've known you, you've been a good brother, man. I've stayed in touch with you, and hearing your story is very compelling. You know, it's very, we share similarities. Even Dwayne Wade Sr., he has a compelling story to tell too.
Right.
And what I hear when you said the light, in speaking with a janitor, a lot of times you are the light. But we have to realize sometimes us as men or women, we're trapped in the darkness. So it's important for us to see the impacts of that, being trapped in the darkness, and understanding that, hey, I'm a light, and I just so happen to be able to see my way out of the darkness. Right. And you were able to do that. You were able to find yourself. Fast forward into, being able to play in the NFL, for 6 different professional or a variety of different teams for over 6 years. And, I see on this book, Tony Dungy, what did he mean to you? Playing, as many different teams that you did, but Tampa Bay Bucks, you were able to get around coaches like Herm Edwards and Tony Dungy. What did those guys mean to you?
You know what they meant to me is because they meant a lot, first of all, but it's what they showed me. See, I was still, you gotta remember, I was still that guy that Jacksonville, right down the street, so I had 4 and 5, 6 carloads of guys coming down when we step out, 20, 25 guys walking in the club with me.
Wow.
You gotta remember, I still had residue on me. But I began to watch these coaches and Tony Dungy and Herm Edwards and Derrick Brooks, and they was living a life that was enjoyable, but it was never talking loud. It was always just displaying character. And I began to watch that, and I said, you know what, I want that. And then my pastor here as well, Pastor Greg Poe, you meet a lot of pastors and you like, what they want. Man, he just was real with me.
Wow. And
just kept giving it to me raw until I understood how to be a man. And man, those are the people that made a difference in my life when it came to NFL here in Tampa.
That's awesome, man. They've been able to impact your life, and they were able to seep the darkness out of you a little bit. When that way, you were able to get some of that good light in you, and the process was able to grow.
Right.
So that's good to know that, you were able to, persevere through a lot of those things, because some people, they don't immature. They don't mature through those processes and different things that you were going through, because you were, living a certain lifestyle, and then you were seeing another lifestyle. So you were able to not only be able to, be strong, you were able to allow the new message to come in.
That's good, man. The only reason I allowed myself to let new message come in, because I emptied the cup. See, I can't get nothing in your cup that's already full of speculations, opinions, bad experiences. In order for you to see the light of day, or any of us, you got to empty the cup and let me pour something different in it, so you can do something different, so you can be something different, so your results will be different. So I always try to make sure I empty the cup when I get around people such as you, Dwayne Wade Sr., and all these guys that have knowledge and wisdom, because if we can share, that just means a lot more and a lot stronger when you can share.
Wow.
And that's a word that's not used or not applied to a lot of people's life. Share.
Wow.
And so, where I'm at now in life and the things that God called me to do with the organizations, with Mentor Purpose Charity, with the programs, the digital curriculum we have, where we have athletes come in when they're getting ready for the combine, NFL, NBA, and it's a life skills curriculum that's teaching them to be prepared and how to make decisions before they get there.
Right.
So now they get certified with a card. So when the scouts say, why should I draft you, or why should I give you a scholarship, he showed a card and say, I worked on more than just my body. I worked on my heart. I didn't just get my mind entertained, I got my heart impacted by the Frank D. Murphy program. So we're not just doing this to have fun.
Right.
We're doing this to leave a legacy.
That's awesome.
Not popularity, but legacy.
Wow. Speaking of some of those things that you've been able to help people and captivate them and some of the experiences that they had, you were speaking with, about the darkness. One of the demons that you had to exercise is, through going through a professional career, was going back home. You know what that meant to you. You know what people were saying that you need to avoid. You were able to have an awesome accomplishment, here not too long ago, which you were given the key to the city, if I'm not mistaken. So what did that mean to you, and being able to achieve that? But before that happened, you were able to take the necessary steps to go back home and be able to receive a awesome opportunity that you were able to do back home in Jacksonville, Florida area.
Man, it was an honor. Jacksonville and Callahan, Florida, I received the key to the city for my community work. And it's because I've seen a lot of lives at stake. And people say, Frank, why did you go back? Why you continue to go back? Because I see lives, many, many lives that was once like me, in the neighborhood searching for their purpose, searching for their vision, but they just couldn't see it was too foggy. So it was my job to go there and do what God had called me to do. And I stopped going in certain neighborhoods, and I knew that day it was time for me to stop. Is when my friend and one of my cousins, they started shooting right there in front of me.
Wow.
At another person. And then we got on the porch, and the person that they were shooting at drove by. I was the only one on the porch, and he pulled a chop out, and he could have just killed me. But instead, he looked at me and he said, Frank, because it's you, I'm not going to hurt your cousin, but you need to talk to him.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. I talked to him, but I said, this is also the last time that I come around here. And I knew it was time for me to disconnect. That keeping it real thing get you killed.
Right.
So keeping it real, you can't keep something real to something fake.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So if it's fake, how you going to keep it real? So I began to balance those two things out.
And then you've been able to make the impact you've been able to make in that particular community, which at one time you were being pushed away. No, brother, go, get away, don't come back. And then you were able to, go back. And then let me reiterate on it, when you were younger, did you ever think that you would get the key to the city of your hometown? What was kind of the initial feeling when you were being handed that key in that town that you were born and raised from?
Man, the key to the city, man, it choked me up, brother. I was very humble for that opportunity, because I know where I came from. And people always say, don't forget where you come from. There's no way you can forget where you come from, because there's still scars on you from where you was at.
Yeah.
And I was and that's why I do the things I do, man. That's why I'm so humble of going back to the same city that honored me, and continue to be a blessing to them in every aspect or every way I can.
Wow, that's awesome, man. You've been able to become full circle And then when you become a complete man, it's important for you to know that you can do some of the things that you've been able to do in the communities you've been able to impact. So let's round it up, man. Think about this. You've been one of the most impactful, motivational speakers, around here. So what are some of the things that you take from that and those experiences that you've had, being able to impact so many lives and talk to so many different people and influence and inspiration that you've been? What are some of the things you take from those experiences?
I think I take a lot, but the things that stand out the most, I just got an opportunity, the great Les Brown, one of the great motivational speakers of our time, they asked me to go on tour with them, a speaking tour, and that opportunity really blessed me. And I noticed by being out there, there's a lot of people hungry, but they're getting fed the wrong food. And when you speaking, man, I try to make sure that I'm feeding them the right food, what they're hungry to eat. Because when they get full, then that helps them make better decisions. That helps them and be inspired. I take it very seriously. And my wife and my friends be like, man, when I get ready to speak, I shut it down. I mean, I don't have no talking. I'm in a separate room because I want to be on point. Because it might be one life I can save.
You lock it in.
And I tell you one example before we go. I played for the Miami Dolphins, right? And we don't share rooms. You get your own room, but they overbooked the hotel. So they tell us we got a room. So I'm like, man, I'm kind of upset. I don't want a room with nobody. I want my nightly routine night before the game. And I walk in the room and he's on my side of the bed too. I say everything's going wrong.
Right.
And while I'm there, he kept staring at me. And I kept looking at him like, why? You okay, bro? He was like, yeah. He said, but I want to know how you do it and how you did it. I'm like, what you talking about? He said, I've read about you. Man, how you overcame all that? Because I need your help. I'm on cocaine every day and I need your help.
Wow.
That's the day. Man, I felt so bad. I prayed with him, I talked with him, I mentored him, and his family came back weeks later and was hugging on me. That's the day that I took life very seriously about what God called me to do when it comes to life coaching and mentoring athletes from all ages.
Wow. That's awesome. Go get the book. This is hot, Mr. Frank D. Murphy, you're a Hall of Fame personality in my book, and I hear you enjoyed a great career, and you're motivating and inspiring a lot of people, man. So tell everybody where to go get the book at.
Hey, The Man Behind the Helmet, God of Second Chances, forward by Super Bowl winning coach Tony Dungy. You can go get it at Barnes & Nobles. You can get it from my website at frankdmurphy.com. That's www.frankdmurphy.com. Go to Amazon. And man, just support the cause, man, because what I do is leave that money in there so we can go impact the next generation.